Yes, welcome. In this short video, we are going to be presenting marking of online texts in Moodle. And your presenter again is PL Biswalo. Yes, the presentation outline will be looking at accessing the assignment, how you access the assignment, and also reading the work that has been written by the students and giving comments on what you see, and also proceeding marking to another student. Okay, so let us begin. Yes, so on your course page, in order for you to be able to mark the assignment, you need to check and find which assignment that you'd like to mark. In this case, I'm going to use an example of this assignment. This is an assignment which was already done. So, but your assignment which has not been marked to look different. Here is the assignment, and these are the instructions for the assignment. There are two questions where students are supposed to respond to these two questions. The grading summary will normally show what is happening. So there were 17 participants in this class. During the submission, there was no draft, but sometimes when you are marking your work, there are those who have worked but they've not yet submitted. So you'll see here how many drafts. Even if there's a draft, you can still mark the draft, especially if the time for marking or for receiving the assignment has expired, because some students forget to click submit assignment. So it remains as a draft, and then you have 15 who have submitted. So here, if this task was not yet graded, it will show the 15. I'm not sure why we have 17 and only 15 have submitted. So maybe somewhere were absent, or they had some challenges. But otherwise, you can have the full number of 17 submissions. The due date, as you can see, when it was due, and it shows the time remaining. So you can go ahead and click grade to start grading. This will start from the first person that is on the class list. For me, I normally like to view all the submissions first by looking at the big picture of those who have submitted, and it will show the name. Now at the moment it shows the grade because this task was already graded, but otherwise it will be blank if the work has not been submitted. Normally there will be nothing here, but now because the student submitted, that's why this is showing. And it's also useful to know when someone submitted, when they last worked on their work. There are students who might claim that, oh, I submitted, I didn't submit, I submitted on time. So if you check, it shows you when the work was done and the actual time that was submitted. So you can start grading from the first one. As you proceed, the work to move to the next student as you go. So let me start with this one. So when you click grade, you have this page which shows the work that the student has submitted. Now, if you'd like, you can ask your students to save their work, especially those who, if you have an assignment which is a document. If you have your work submitted as a document, it will show here as a PDF file. If you saw this when I had opened this part, it showed something like generating PDF. But in this case, most of the text work is normally just showing as text. And you can click here to collapse review panel so that you have more space for reading the work. If you click here, it will get bigger. And so another thing that is important, if a student has submitted late, it will show here in red. Now, when students submit on time, like you can see, the assignment was submitted 18 days and 12 hours early, which means the student was really ahead on time. But if it was late, this will show in red. Okay. On the plus here, you click to see the full view. This just shows a little bit of the work. Here you click plus, then you see the student has answered question 1, and then they've answered question 2 here. So you can now read and make comments. Sometimes students may send an assignment with some comments. You may see a comment here. So first you must give the feedback. This is the box that you give feedback. You can write as much as you want. Sometimes if you need to give feedback with voice or other things, you can also do that. Before you save changes, you need to give a grade. So since I used a scale in this course, if I click here, it will show that my grade starts from 20. And so based on how the students have performed, I could choose any one of these. If there was no scale, it will show 1 to, let's say 1 to 20 without 0.5, or it can show 1 to 100 depending on the work or the amount of work that they've done. So the grade that was given to the student was 14.5. And when you are finished, you click save changes. When you save changes, it will save it, and it will show the next. It will just save changes. But if you click save and show next, it will save and show the next student who's on the list. You can see we are student number 3. So this is moving forward. You could also use this to change users by moving back and forth if you want, especially if you've seen maybe some problems in one of the students. So if you click here, it will open all the students, and you can go through and click on the student that you want to check. Just to give you a tip, I'll choose this student. This student wrote more than the required work. You can see this student wrote 1,731 words. I don't know whether it was work or it was maybe most likely copy and paste. The task was a simple one, but this person went on and wrote and wrote and wrote. So make sure when you are setting up your assignments, sometimes you need to put the limit in terms of number of words, because many of them, they just write a lot of things. So in the assignment setup, you can limit maybe 600 words or 800 words. Okay, so basically, if you save and show next, it will show, you click OK, and then it shows the next student. This is a student that we were looking at a minute ago. It was student number 3. You can save and show next. It will move to student number 4. Then you click OK. So this is basically how you mark your work. And sometimes you may find maybe a student didn't do very well. In your assignment settings, you should always choose the number of attempts that you want your students to be able to do. In this task, I'd give them a maximum of 2 attempts. And that's what they are doing now, is attempt number 1. Now, the reason for giving another attempt is one of them, maybe the student didn't do well, so you can allow them to do it again. Or sometimes students answer question 1 and submit and forget to put question 2. So if they do that, you can now come here and click yes to give them another attempt. Normally when you give them another attempt, the mark that was there remains, but when you receive the other work, then you can update the grade. Normally when they are missing something, they will have a 0, or they will have half the total mark. So it's up to you how you do it. Okay, so basically this is what we normally do when we grade or we put marks. So all right, so until the next lesson, we'll now stop here for now. Thank you very much.